Morning, welcome to Near Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Welcome to the new subscribers. If you're just passing through, please consider subscribing to this channel. Doesn't cost you a dime, and you can unsubscribe anytime you like. I appreciate your comments, and I thank you. Been thinking a lot here lately because it's been so really hot here in Ohio. So we've been staying inside in the AC while we still can, while we still have it. And just reading books, reflecting on different things, and wondering, how did we get here? Why are we so afraid? Why are we so afraid of what shoe may fall next? It started, in my opinion, with the Bush administration, 9/11, the Patriot Act, robbing us of our rights, our constitutional rights, and it was supposed to be just a temporary until the crisis is over, but we know how the government works. Nothing is ever temporary unless it's written in law, and then it's debated. So we have the Patriot Act robbing us of our rights, and then you have Obama saying, oh, well, you like your health care, keep your health care, yet the prices went so ballistic. No reasonable person could afford it. I know I couldn't. I was paying $80 a month and ended up quitting it after 20 years when it got to $800, and I'm like, no can do. I have to go insured. So they deliberately wrecked that to force you under government care. Next thing is you're like, okay, we want our rights back. We want America. And then up comes Donald Trump, and the establishment, the swamp, says no, you cannot have your freedoms back. No, you cannot have a voice in this government. No, you cannot have a voice in your living. And we are going to do everything possible to ruin this man, his family, his friends, and people just like you and I, you and me, who supported a breath of fresh air for America. Let me give you an example. You're saying, oh, wait a minute, we just had an election. No, we didn't. We had an installment, in my opinion. And now questions are arising. The Wisconsin Supreme Court says, what you guys did up there with the ballot boxes are illegal. Illegal. It went against your Constitution that's written there. You can't do that. Zuckerberg bucks. Illegal. Can't do that. But that doesn't matter to these people. Their sense of urgency to control the population. You don't like what I'm saying? Let's censor you. Let's take you off. Let's suspend all your accounts so you can't talk to one another. Separate and divide. Oh, you don't agree with climate change? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's force the issues. Let's make a supply chain crisis to create shortages in the grocery stores for whatever we need in our daily living, just to punish you and say, oh, we got a supply chain crisis. It's because you're not using green energy. You're not using green cargo ships. Let's create the food crisis so that way you are forced into eating green. Let's create an energy shortage where skyrocketing electric, gasoline, home heating oil makes you go green, makes you say, okay, sign me up for the solar panels, and hopefully we don't have cloudy days. Hopefully we don't have a lot of sun. Hopefully we don't have dust storms. We need that free energy. Still don't believe me? Okay, let's cut the fertilizer production and further create shortages. Oh, cattle and sheep are bad for the planet. Let's get rid of them so that you're forced into eating lab-grown meats, fake food, soybean, fake milk. And you've heard this all before. Still don't believe me? Let's decimate our military so we're not safe overseas and make us a laughing stock because a man can't even walk up a flight of stairs without falling down 3 times, or can't remember what he's going to say without having it written down, and then he repeats it. Repeat this line. He's a laughing stock, and America is the butt of the joke. Still don't think we don't have a border? Nah, let's open it up even wider so we have 1 million people, 1 million illegal immigrants coming from 160 countries around the world in here, not sharing our values, sucking up all our resources, taking up hospitals, over-the-counter drugs, doctors' times, psychiatrists' times, driving and killing people drunk, robbing and hurting children through sex trafficking. And then you say, wait a minute. Now you're teaching my children the values that you, the government, want to have to create further gender dysphoria, further confusion in their minds by having teachers who have an agenda themselves. Teach our children it's okay to be like this. It's okay at the age of 4 or 5 to think you're a boy or a girl, whatever your gender opposite is. It's okay to say, hey, I like girls and I'm girls. I'm a boy and I like boys. Anything goes in this new world because the government says it's okay. No, it's not okay. But when you object to it, you're being investigated by the DOJ. Did you know that? Yeah. They're putting together a list of parents who are fighting back against the establishment. So what's the point of this rant this morning? The point is this. You have these buffoons preaching climate change is the greatest threat to man, and that the oceans may rise 1/10 of an inch in 50 years. Islands are shrinking. The polar caps are melting. The poor polar bears are going to be dying. It's a lie, folks. Islands are not shrinking. The island chain leaders are saying, hey, wait a minute. You guys are creating this mess. Give us your money. Send us more money. That's what it is. It's a money grab. Oh, your carbon footprint is too big. You have to buy carbon credits through my investment corporation, says Al Gore and John Kerry, who's an investor in Israeli offshore drilling. The greatest threat to mankind currently, right now, is not climate change. It's North Korea with a nuclear bomb. It's Iran with a nuclear bomb. It's China doubling its size of its naval fleet because we've borrowed so much money. We financed aircraft carriers. It's Russia saying, we want to be great again. You will respect us. Let's invade Ukraine, go into all the other countries. We want it back. And now the buffoon over there, one of his advisors are saying, oh, Alaska's still ours and we're going to take that back. What nonsense. The greatest threat to mankind is the idiots that are in office right now saying climate change, like Grisholm, our energy secretary, signing a pact with another green climate change Australia and saying, we're going to work together to reverse climate change and we're going to force people into electric cars. We're going to force people into solar power. We're going to force people into windmills. And we don't care how hungry you get. We don't care how broke you become. That's the greatest threat to humanity right now. So when I urge you as well as others, energy will become the next domestic terrorist policy to use against the people that are rebelling against this authoritarian, this dictatorship. I can't speak this morning, sorry folks. They're going to use energy against you. They're going to use food against you. And next, they're going to use surveillance against you with censorship. That's where we're at. Fight back. Fight back. Stand up. Grow your own food if possible, as much as possible. Learn how to preserve it wherever, whenever you can. If people say, well, I don't have the money to do that. Bullshit. Excuse my language. You have a lot of money. You don't need that iced coffee. You don't need that Mickey D's. You don't need all the other stuff. That new Xbox, whatever it is. Buy the food to feed your family. Put your nose to the grindstone. Listen, I worked 2 jobs for 10 years. So don't tell me you don't have time for it. And if you don't want to do it, don't come knocking on anybody's door except the government's saying, give me a free handout at our expense. Thank you. Welcome. Wanted to get that off my chest. Doing my chores. And then I'm going to go inside and read and sit down and relax. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Get yourself right with God. Ask for forgiveness. Get yourself baptized, submerged in water in the name of Jesus Christ. Greg out.